right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of JIRO and CHI's English podcast. We're coming to you live. Well, not live. It's live here now, but it won't be live when you hear it. But thank you for joining us today. We got actually a very interesting topic for you.
That's right.
In the form of, let's see here. I don't know our listeners how old you guys are, but this topic says most Americans agree you stop being cool at this age. Yeah. So, not sure if that this applies to Japanese people, but to Americans it sure does, apparently.
Yeah, I think that this is kind of universal stuff that people they care about, right?
Yeah, I mean this number that they came up with, I think a lot of people feel at this point like they start to feel disconnected or out of touch with what's happening.
I don't know. I mean, in my opinion, I've been feeling out of touch with what's going on in the world, since when I was young, actually.
So maybe you were never in touch. You're you're also outside looking in. So
yeah, you could say that.
Okay. Well, yeah. The headline reads here. I am let's see, referencing the article from the New York Post. Published May 9th. It says that most Americans agree you stop being cool at this age. Okay. So yeah, I mean, apparently the survey comes from Talker Research, and they examined how confident Americans feel when it comes to keeping up with popular culture, and found that 49% feel they are out of touch overall. Huh? And the number they came up with, let's see, what age do you think it is? What number do you think it is, JIRO? So they polled 2,000 people.
2,000 people. Okay. Let's say probably 45.
45? Yeah, I think you're over by 5 years. They said 39.
39. I'm literally 40 now, so I'm that age then.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I've been at it for a couple years now, so I mean, the survey asked them to rate themselves on how up-to-date they are, how they feel about the latest trends, and what is deemed cool in categories from food and music to arts, technology, and the latest slang. You know what? I would have to say that the category that I think most people would agree on that they feel out of touch is, I think, just the latest vernacular, the slang, you know what I mean? Whatever we're using.
Absolutely.
The other stuff, food, and I mean, I think that knows no boundaries. I think, for the most part. I mean, but the slang, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of words that they use, a lot of stuff that a lot of kids say today that I have no idea what it means. So
yeah, that's so true. I mean, the languages in general keep evolving, continuously. Yeah. So I mean, it's physically not possible to just keep up with how language changes. I mean, it's difficult actually.
Yeah, I mean, like especially with social media and I mean the internet. The internet. I mean, it's of it's just sped everything up like 10 times, huh? So.
Definitely. I mean, I simply feel just out of touch with the popular culture, and then I feel it's very difficult. I mean, so difficult to be like in touch with anything. Literally, like because there are so many famous people out there for so many things. So let's say you've got social media influencers like TikTok's influencers and the Instagram's influencers. There are so many people out there, and I mean for so many things like I don't know, man. Like people are famous for like a fashion or like working at the gym and or whatever it is. I mean I don't know, man. Back in the day, like people including myself, like into like simply like movies and books and what else like TV shows and like things were much more simpler. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but now it's like you could become famous and popular for anything literally. So you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I feel completely kind of lost and have started losing touch completely with all things stylish and trendy. To be honest with you,
I mean, I think a part of it is like it depends on how much you have going in your life. I mean, if you're busy with like work and kids and family and Other things, I mean, you don't really care about what's going on outside of that, right? I mean, according to this poll, I mean, let's see, most Americans say that the areas they feel in touch is food, 72%, music, 60, social media, 58, movies, 55, tech, 49. And so, I mean, the most things are out of touch, they feel, is slang and, I mean, celebrities. I mean, I never cared much for celebrities in the first place, so, I mean, yeah.
I mean... But, sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, like, fashion and art, those are things you can see, you know what I mean? That's visual. But other things like, slang, I mean, unless you're hearing it and, you know, all the time, I mean, it's going to change so fast, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you know, knowledge of celebrities, like, you know, was something that I easily, lost track of. Actually, I've lost in a grip on who's who, actually. When I look at the famous people, I don't know who they are, actually. And then, I mean, let's say, for example, I mean, when you were young, being obsessed with, the certain brands and, probably like being obsessed with, caring about, what the famous people, do, or what kind of clothes, the famous people wear. That's something that you care about, when you were young. That's a kind of, typical, case, in my opinion. And then people often want the clothes, bags, and cars, and that the wealthy or famous people have. Actually. And instead of you try to be like someone else, you wish to be.
Yeah, I mean, I think these days celebrities are just more accessible. You know what I mean? Due to social media, right?
Definitely. Yeah.
I mean, you could like direct message, you could DM people, if or they choose to reply back to you. But I mean, like back in the day, I mean, the only way you could get a hold of a celebrity, with contact is you write fan letters or you buy magazines, right?
Sure.
I mean, these days, I mean, the celebrities they're also making a point to get out there and meet their fans, right? Like through social media, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, and on top of that, I think, like you said, like these celebrities, there's so many ways to become famous these days, right?
Definitely.
In terms of like I mean, I don't call them celebrities, but YouTube and Instagram and all those other social media celebrities, right? So
yeah,
it's crazy, man. Do you think at what age did you start to feel like, hey, you know what? Maybe I'm not cool and hip anymore.
Honestly, I've never felt that way yet. I still believe that I'm still trying to be cool as much as I can. Even when I'm already 40 now, so I'm already hit that age.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I still don't consider myself not cool.
Well, do you think? Do you think this? I mean, if you look at this, do you think that it's different for men and women? Like with men, I feel like men hit their stride later in life. You know what I mean?
Sure. Sure.
Like because I mean, most men in their 20s, I mean, they're not as desirable as they are in their 30s or 40s, right? When they have all that experience and
just men are not mature in their 20s yet. I don't think this certain age like in 39, becoming like an uncle is not correct.
Well, I think it's partly because I mean. Let's look at it from a woman's point of view. Like, do you think like women have that same not say privilege, but like can they also sort of wait? You know what I mean? Like most women, I think they hit their stride when they're younger. In their 20s and I'd say the early part of the 30s. And once they get older, it's like because women are like objects of beauty. You know what I mean? And men are like objects of value. I hate to break it down that way, but
I agree.
So I mean, just the girls I speak to, I mean, they talk about men being more desirable as they get older. You know what I mean?
Oh
financially as well, right? So yeah. So feeling out of touch. I mean, like, are you thumbing through magazines and like scouring the internet for like new fashion styles and stuff?
No way. No way. Probably I've never done it before in my entire life. I mean, I've never cared about what people care about actually. I mean, probably in general, as you reach a certain age, it feels like your values and what you consider important in life becomes more like solidified based on your experiences. That's what happens in general, right? So just you start just losing track of what's going on out there, right? And then caring less about what everyone else is concerned about. So and then I think instead, and then you start focusing on more like what you call it, like honing what you consider important to yourself, and investing your time and energy into that. So that's what I've been doing in my entire life actually. Of course when I was younger, like when I was in high school, college, I care about how other people think and view myself, and of course I care.
Okay. I mean, it's funny you say that because your pink hair and your nose ring and your baggy clothes would say something different. You know what I mean? So no, you know what I mean. I think what you want to say is being self-conscious. I think, I mean, obviously, when you hit your 30s and 40s, I mean, most people are a lot more like less self-conscious. You know what I mean? And they can care less about what other people think about them. So. But I mean, I like to stay on top of things. I mean, like I still know people who are like, still trying to, keep up with the latest trends and stuff. And I think like, why? I mean, if it's a cool trend, I might think about it. But what's going on right now? I'm thinking, hell no. Like dyeing your hair, this fluorescent color. I mean, it wasn't cool back in the 90s. Like I remember back when I was in high school, like that's how they're dressing now, right? People having like baggy clothes and stuff. I'm thinking that shit's uncomfortable. Like that, like it's not comfortable wearing baggy clothes. I remember because back in the day, wearing baggy clothes was associated with like gangs. You know what I mean? And we were all little wannabe gang members. We were in baggy clothes and like it didn't feel nice. Now I like fitted clothes. I don't know why people would want to wear baggy clothes. You know what I mean? Fashion. I think it's silly if you ask me. Like every time I see people, I'm like why would you wear that? It's so comfortable. You know what I mean? Like you keep pulling your pants up and stuff. And I'm thinking,
definitely.
That's fine.
Yeah, so true.
But are there any words that you're like that you've heard recently, even in Japanese or English, that you're like, what the hell does that mean? Like,
even slangs?
Yeah. Like right now, people are saying like, hey, you know what? That's fire, yo. That's fire. I mean, they guess that's cool. You know what I mean? Or they say like lean into it, which means like, oh, dig into it. You know what I mean? If you have something to say, like. So I mean, I hear things especially on podcasts with some of these comedians and stuff, and I mean, it's cool some of the stuff they say. I mean, I can dig it if that's still cool to say, but like some of these like a lot of the stuff on social media, it goes over my head. Like I read them like, what does that mean? You know what I mean? So is that even English? Yeah, funny stuff, dude. Like, is there like in Japan, is there something right now that you feel that's going on, like with the younger generation, that you think, wow, it's a 180 from like when we were young?
To be honest with you, I mean, I don't hang out with young people, so I don't know actually.
Okay, well, I'll give my 2 cents because I do work with young people, and
okay, cool.
And a lot of these, I'm not. This isn't criticism, but I feel that they, especially the Japanese youth. The younger Japanese youth are turning inward. I think maybe your generation, they were a lot. They wanted to explore and discover and get out there in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, this we're maybe deviating off the topic here, but they're more focused on like what's moving around them in their orbit, like very close to them. You know what I mean? Like they're not focused on learning like new languages. Because I remember like a lot of our people our age, like my Japanese friends, they like, I want to study this language or do this and learn about other cultures, but the youth seem to just sort of like, you know what, we don't really care about that. We just,
Yeah, I think it's because of technological advancement. Like, I mean, you can have access to so many things, like for actually free, and you have platforms where you can just explore yourself to so many things, like getting to know just famous people and virtually, like learning languages, like even without going abroad and learning in person. You know what I'm saying? So
I guess what you're saying is that they're living in their own virtual reality world, huh? Their own little world. Where
I guess.
They don't physically have to leave anywhere. They can sort of obtain the information through the internet. Yeah, I guess, huh? A little sad, but I mean, like, no, because I mean, I think even though, you know, I'm on my device often, I mean, I'm still out there trying to talk to people and, you know, learning new things. And
Same here.
It's important, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think to the hell with this poll. I mean, I feel 39 is still young, to be honest.
Yeah.
If I was 60, it'd be different. You know what I mean? Like, I think I can still go in and sort of blend in if I went out to like a bar. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not graying yet. I mean, well, as much as my counterparts, but
yeah, definitely. Like, but it varies from person to person. So
hell yeah,
but I still feel like, you know, I'm young mentally. So that's the, you know, physical thing and the mental thing. That's a totally, you know, two different things in my opinion.
Yeah, you just gotta be out there talking to people, I think, and I mean, it's our job, right? To know about this stuff. So yeah, I mean, but I wonder if we ran this poll in Japan, I wonder if the numbers would be the same. It'd be interesting, huh?
Oh yeah, that'd be interesting. Okay.
All right. So next time you guys see you know, some 60-year-old tatted up, like, you know, young guy with dyed pink hair or whatever, and don't laugh. You know what I mean? He or she's still in the game. You know what I mean? They're just trying to keep up with the trends, all right?
Oh yeah.
So be nice, everybody. All right. Okay. Well, again, thank you everyone for joining us for another episode. Leave your comments, questions, or ideas in the comment box, and we'll try to get back to you. All right. So stay in touch, and see you guys next time.
Yeah, thanks for joining us today. So just remember, just be connected. So I'll get you back later more interested in the topic. So take care. Bye bye.
All right. Bye everyone.
Bye.
ジローとチーの英語で雑談を聞いてくださり本当にありがとうございました。質問や感想、ポッドキャストで取り上げてほしいトピックなどありましたら概要欄のリンクにてご連絡お願いします。またこのポッドキャストを聞いて少しでも良かったなと思ったらお聞きの媒体にてぜひ良いレビューをお待ちしております。
Thank you for listening to JIRO and CHI's English podcast. If you have any questions, comments, or topics you'd like us to discuss on the podcast, let us know through the link in the description. And if you enjoyed our podcast, leave us a positive review on the platform where you listen to it.
では皆さん、次回のエピソードでお会いしましょう。
Looking forward to seeing you guys again in the next episode. Take care and see you guys later.
Bye!